Good evening, everyone. I am Nikam Tanuja, Student Alumni Coordinator at Sanjini Group of Institute and Alumni Relation Intern at WOW. I welcome you all to the sixth webinar of Alumni Webinar Series on Finance Market for Students by eminent alumni of Sanjini Group of Institute, Koporgon, Mr. Prasadrav Sabre. This webinar is organized by Student Alumni Relationship Cell of Sanjini Group of Institute in association with Sanjini Alumni Network and WOW. I will request our director, Professor Syed Sir, to give us warm welcome address.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tanuja. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Tanuja, first, I'm not a director. Okay, I'm an assistant professor in Sanjay ENTC department. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, first of all, a very warm good evening to all of you, one and all. Okay. Uh, First of all, I like to thank all the panelists as well as all the attendee for joining with us. Okay, for today's webinar, which is on general finance for the student. I, Syed, I am Syed MA, on the behalf of SRES Sanjeevani College of Engineering and ENTC department, welcomes you all for for this today's webinar. I welcome the SARC committee members, all the committee members, which include Pratik, Tanuja, then Sanket, Prajwal, and also Bhagyashri ma'am. Okay, I welcome you all. Also, I welcome all the participants, those who are present for today's webinar. And today's special welcome to our today's guest as well as today's speaker, Mr. Prasad Sabre, who is the alumni of our engineering college. And I will, means proudly, I will say that he is a alumnus of ENTC branch, ENTC 2016 pass out, as well as Prasad sir has also completed MBA from our Sanjeevani College itself, and he has passed out in 2018. I like to thank Prasad Sable sir for giving their valuable time for this webinar. Okay. Dear students and dear participants, the experience of Prasad sir will be definitely be helpful for you, uh, and it will be help, and as well as the guidance of Prasad sir will help you on the topic of general finance. Actually, what happens, we the engineers, we always talk about what you can say, always talk about the design, we always talk about research, we always talk about how the product should be, but most of the time we ignore one particular aspect, and that is a finance. And when you go into the business, or when you are doing a business, finance is a one of the important aspect and which must be considered. And I think that to the my knowledge, my best knowledge, our alumni, Mr. Prasad, Mr. Prasad Sable will definitely be one of the, you may say, a right person. He is a right person to guide us on this particular topic. Hence, I request Prasad sir to enlighten us with his whatever knowledge he is able to share on this topic, that is a financial general finance for the students. Okay, thank you once again I thank Prasad sir for joining with us from ENTC department, as well as from MBA department, or from Sanjeevani College of Engineering. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your warm address. Now, I would like to further introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Prasad Rao Sabri. Sir is working at Secretary Manager at Bridgestone, India. Sir has completed BE in ENTC in 2022 and MBA in 2018 in Sanjivani Group of Institute, Kopargaon. There is experience in strategic planning, product positioning, and marketing communications. Without further ado, I would like to introduce and invite Prasad Rao sir for further over platform. Sir, please overtake the further platform.
Thank you, Tanuja. A warm welcome to all the participants and organizers of this webinar. And I thank all of them to have or in organizing this webinar, as the aspect of this topic is very much important for the students, and this will definitely helpful for the students to become more successful in their personal as well as in professional journey. Uh, First, I would like to introduce myself in a way like when I started my education in Sanjuni department of ENTC, uh, I opted for electronics and telecommunication branch. Just for my brother was inclined towards the engineering, so I thought that I should also go to ENTC department and have a good exposure to electronics and telecommunication syllabus. But when I started learning electronics and telecommunication, the things were like I was not easily grasped, and it correlated with our day-to-day life, because the syllabus was different and day-to-day life electronics was different. Because when I joined, I thought that we should repair TV or fridge and all these gadgets. But when I learned the electronics, the basic fundamentals of the electronics, I got to know. And from there, that spark was ignited in my brain that I should learn more towards the electronics. And after completion of engineering, I got a job in Minilek India Private Limited, which was switchgear manufacturing company, which is almost related to my learning exposure. Like I completed engineering, electronics engineering, and I got a job in switchgear company, which is also related to the electronics manufacturing. Okay, so the journey was begun in 2015. 15, and I used to go to office daily basis. I used to meet 115 people in a week to get a new idea, do new opportunities. And from there, I used to sell some products, because as an engineer, I was thinking like I will be continuously in the process of manufacturing or product planning or designing something. But the thing was different. I have to sell some products. Accordingly, I have to configure them as per the customer's requirement. So I visited some of the panelists, panel builders, manufacturing industries in and around Maharashtra region. So there I got to know that only having the technical knowledge will not helpful for me, because many times what was happening when I was in a field, many person ask about the pricing and the quotations, all these things. So every time I used to call my seniors, who was like assistant manager or finance manager, and getting the quotation from them was difficult task for me uh, at the at the right time, because I was not knowledgeable at that time regarding finance and all these things. If something has went wrong, then it should be a company's loss. So what I thought that I should learn something about the finance. But when I tried to learn finance by my own, it was again a difficult task, but because the terms which we used to have in a syllabus, like credit, debit, net profit, gross profit, all these things were quite new for me. So I went through some guidance from the experienced person, like finance department person. I used to sit with them, I used to chat with them, like what is the exact meaning of the finance. So there I realized that we should have a thorough knowledge about the finance, because from the beginning, our parents, our friends, our relatives used to told that money is everything. Money is the best criteria for the whatever you have to achieve in your life. But the more than money, there are two important parameters in our life. One is brain, and which is related to our health, and another is time. How we use our brain in effective time management, it will definitely result in money generation. So that is why I realized that I should learn about the finance and the money, how money will work for me. So initially my salary was 10,000 rupees. It was like almost when I started college life, that time my pocket money was 200 rupees per month. My parent used to give me. And suddenly you get a job like 10,000 rupees, and you feel like you are the richest person on the planet. So, but the thing is, like 10,000 at that time was not even buying material for me, because I used to have a 36,000 rupees mobile, 50,000 rupees bike, and I was earning only 10,000 rupees. And it was a basic salary, and in-hand salary was 7,000 rupees. So just imagine, in 10,000 or 7,000 rupees salary, I was feeling like I'm a richest person. And suddenly one incident came in my life, like on April 19th, 2016, when I have to visit one meeting in Pune. At that time, some snatcher theft my mobile, the 36,000 rupees mobile. And it was a complete loss for me, because you just imagine, I started in October, and till April, by some of the savings I used to, means I have saved some money like 18,000 or 19,000, and almost half of the money was given by my parents. And then we have purchased that mobile, and suddenly within a month it was gone, and it was a total loss for me. And buying a new mobile at that time and asking the money, it was really difficult task. And I was doing a job, and that time mobile was the important parameter for me, because all the contacts and the network was associated with my mobile. So that time I realized that I should have almost 10,000 or 12,000 rupees mobile, and remaining money I should have saved, because if sudden thing is happened, which was not planned or not budgeted in my life, that should have compromised with money saved in my account. So that time I realized that I should have a proper planning about my money, because only earning money will not help in individual growth. So after facing that incident, also in job, I faced some challenges, like I was not able to give my 100% in the sales and marketing. And that time I realized and met with my college professors that how should I improve in my skill sets. So Sanjeevani MBA department guided me very well, and they said that you must opt for the management syllabus. There you will get an opportunity to learn the regarding this skill set, and you will be well equipped for the market, because only learning technical knowledge will not help you in a growing scenario. So that time in June 2016, I joined MBA department in Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. And there I learned many things, how money will work for me. And at that time, when I was doing a job, that time my salary was 10,000. And when I joined MBA, the salary was also reduced, like it is zero. My expenses was like I used to spend 3,000, 4,000 rupees per month. And suddenly that expenses and the money, income was stopped and expenses was increasing. So that is why I was in a tension, like my college mates, engineering mates are earning so much, and I'm again doing a college, going to college for another 2 years when I will become when I will be in a good position to start my own income. But the financial knowledge and literacy helped me, which taught in MBA department. So from that expenses and liabilities, I learned that I should have a proper platform or a foundation for my career. So that time, one thing was happen, demonetization. There I realized and got to know that how money will work in individuals' life. Some have gained the money, some have lost the money. So I decided to opt for financial knowledge. Even though my specialization is marketing, but I'm keen interested in finance, because anything which you can see is sold by someone or made by someone. For that, they have some proper money management. Some money is associated with that. So how it will work in individual life or in business planning. So there I started learning about the business planning in a financial way. And when I completed MBA in 2018, in very next month, I got a job with the help of the Sanjeevani department in a campus placement in Bristol. Bristol basically is a tire manufacturing company. So as you can see, like my journey, I started with ENTC engineering. Then I worked for a switchgear company. Then I did my MBA in marketing, and I ended up in a tire manufacturing company. So the things are happening in a different way. The base which I started was in electronics, and at the end I was in I am in a rubber company. So it is not relevant if you think it is not relevant, but as per the technology improvement and the market and all the aspects which we have to achieve in our life, because no one will be in a technical field for a longer duration. Everyone should have a managerial skills. Anyway, you have to manage something. You have to manage your product. You have to manage your task. You have to manage your what you call the time. You have to manage your assignments, so day-to-day assignments, whether it is college assignments, whether it is your company assignments. You have to manage everything. So how you will manage that things with the proper time management, your financial management, your cash flow management, and main thing, how you will manage your people surrounded by you. So these are the main parameters we have to discuss right now. Based on my experience, I have prepared one PPT, which I will share, and we'll go through it.
Hello, Prajwal.
Yes, sir. It's enabled now.
So is it visible to all of you?
Yes, Prasad, it is visible.
Okay. So we'll start with what is finance. And everything related to money and how you manage it. It is like how you manage your money by investing, borrowing, and budgeting and saving. It is the basic definition for finance. I think it will go by miles away from your perception. And in a simple language, how you manage your money. Whatever money you are having, how you will manage it, by planning or by budgeting, by saving, or by spending, or by investing. Suppose you are earning a 1 lakh rupees per month salary. And in a year, your package is like 12 lakh rupees. And you will serve for another 25, 30 years. And in that 30 years, you will almost earn 3.5 CR amount of money. If inflation is calculated, it will go to the 5 or 6 CR in 30 years. And if you're right now thinking like I have to go rich, I have to earn millions and millions and billions dollars and rupees, so how you will earn that money? So for that, you will have to start from the day one. How, if your income started today, you have to plan from the day first. So that is why finance is the major aspect in each and every one's life, as well as in a business and day-to-day life. In our company, we are offering a dealership to the businessmen and the small shop owners. Like for the tire dealer, some shops are like, we will give you 6% incentive, 8% incentive, and 12% incentive. When we are having that meetings for the dealership, the first question from the dealer or that businessman arise, what I will get? It is not like how much I have to invest. They first ask what I will get from this business. And it will be like in a percentage. We have to say that you will get a 6%, 8%, 10%, or 12%. And in certain big short players will almost offer 15% discounts or incentives. So there the planning arises. Like if we have committed them that we will give you 15%, again the work has started in the back end. How we will, because the budget allocation for the particular dealership is almost equivalent to the all dealers. From that, we have to give them 15% for some of the dealers. We have to give 6%. So we have to also collaborate with each and every dealer. If we have given a less amount for one dealer and a higher amount to the another dealer, that will be the burden for the company. There we will have a financial planning and a budget planning. In a month, we get some budget, like we have to sell 30,000 tires, and the cost of per tire is average 3,000. And if you can calculate 30,000 into the 3,000 rupees, so it will almost like a 10 CR business, almost 10 CR. And for that planning and budgeting, we will get an idea what kind of sale we required. So that finance, how that finance will help us in the budgeting and planning this money for the dealers. So basically, if you can say the shares and particular counter share, and the dealer's profitability we have to calculate. From that, we will get an idea about the dealer's potential, and that potential we will calculate the monthly sales revenue for that dealer. So this is how we calculate the profitability and the financial planning. Next, how you will manage your time for the finance. Like if I have assigned one task for my colleague, and he have to sell 5,000 tires per month, and he will like he will give the plan to the dealer that you have to sell 5,000 tires in a month, and the revenue generation from that 5,000 tires would almost like it is almost 2 CR or 3 CR per month. But the dealer is saying like that, according to current market scenario, if you can think that we only hardly able to sell 3,000 tires, then our profitability will get reduced. So we have to give the priority for the tires which are having a highest cost. Like if some vehicles like Mercedes or Audi, they are having a higher cost of the tires, and the vehicles like Alto, Omni, these are having the lowest cost. So we will mainly focus on the higher cost, which will give us a higher revenue. So there your priority will comes into the picture, and you will get an idea which things are permanent and which things are in a, we have to prioritize in a certain way that will help in our revenue generation. And at the 30th of the month end, we'll see our achievement, like whatever we have planned on the day first, whether we have achieved or not. And what are the tasks assigned in that 30 days, we'll analyze whether it was really went well, or it helped us, or it has dragged into the scenario where we will face issues in a financial discipline. So this is how time management will help in financial discipline. Next, how you will manage your cash flow. If anything like business or your personal finances, whatever your income, it will go in paying some amount, because money is just a tool which you will use for the buying and selling some goods or services. So what are the goods and services? There you will come into the picture, like if you started a business, you will have to pay rent, you will have to pay salaries like wages for your workers or your employees, then you will have to pay taxes to the government and all the GST departments and all the other miscellaneous expenses. And after spending some amount from your income, you will get some balance. That is your most of the savings that you will think. But again, you will have some personal expenses and sudden expenses, like if you got stolen by someone, or you if you have some disasters, that time you should allocate that money to from your saving. Again, that saving come into the picture in our day-to-day life also. For an example, uh, if I buy a mobile today or a laptop today for a gaming purpose, like every engineer has a desire to play a game or a high-end gaming laptop I should have. Similarly, I had one dream that I should have a gaming laptop and I will play on that. I will spend my time day-to-day life, and I will enjoy that time in playing gaming. So when I started earning in Bristol, in a very first or 2-3 months, I purchased a 70,000 laptop, a gaming laptop. And I was like, after coming back to home from the office, I used to spend 2 hours, 3 hours daily. But as the workload is increased, that spending on laptop on 3 hours daily was reduced to 1 hour in a week. And right now it is drastically reduced to 1 hour depreciation on that laptop, or the 70,000 I have invested 2 years back. Uh, it is like it has given me zero amount of money. That say if I have invested that 70,000 in some goods, or which will give returns after 2 years, like shares, bonds, or if I have invested that in gold or silver, that will also have given me the excess amount of money or interest added upon that. So this is how depreciation works. Means the things which you think you require right now, but after certain period of time, that will not helpful for you to generate your income. That is why you have to think twice before spending. If you have to spend some amount like more than 20,000, take a 7 days time or a 5 days time. Whether I really need that thing in my life. If you think that it really need, then you should purchase. And for only for desire purpose, if you are thinking that I really need that thing right now, you should think for 7 days or 5 days before purchasing that thing. Because at the end, you will end up losing your money, not gaining that money. Because you will invest, but you will not earn. Top businessmen like Warren Buffett, he used to say that I will invest 100 rupees in 100 different way. Right now, what you are thinking, you will invest 100 rupees in a single way. Many people used to save money in like I will have a bank saving, like I will save 1 lakh rupees per year, and there I will get a 6% interest, and I'm happy in it that. But the right businessman, what he will think, I will invest 1 lakh rupees in a 10 different ways. Like for 10,000, I will purchase share. For 10,000, I will purchase gold. This is how they will minimize the risk. In a last 2-3 years, we have seen some banks frauds and the scams. Money invested by the people, suddenly they came into the loss. Means entire life saving money like pension and all these savings lost in a seconds for this, all the almost account holders in that banks. So they have not minimized their risk factor. But the businessmen, what they think that if I had lost in a one way, I will earn in another way. Today, if I invested in MRF, right now MRF price is like 81,000 and it was raised to 98,000 high a few days before just. But if you can search it on Google, how MRF started 25 years back, they just started with the 11 rupees price. Like if one person have invested in 1990 1 lakh rupees in MRF shares, and right now if you calculate his valuation according to the current market, it will almost 98,000 multiplied by 98,000. So the calculation is seen. You are in a right journey right now because you got a good education from your parents support. Everyone not get that chance to opt for the engineering and management studies. You got a good platform for that. How to utilize that platform for the next 20 or 30 years, it's completely in your hands, because you will start your journey in very next 2-3 years after completion of engineering. Then you will get a campus through your college, like what I get in Sanjeevani. Then you will have to start earning, because you will do a job, but at the end you will get some ample amount of money. And the role starts here, how you will invest that money for your betterment in your life. So thorough planning of that money is required. If you start from day one or start from today's, after finishing my session, you will have to just search Google what are the different ways to invest money. Bank is not only the way to invest money. There are certain different ways you will have to. For an example, share market, Sensex, Nifty, you just study. Try to have a exposure of how money will work. Not expenses. Today, if you think that I have to purchase new shoes, I will go to college, I will chill and show off my things to the person. Many person I seen in my college life, they used to have a bike, they used to have nice shoes, clothing style. But after 5 years of journey, when you look at them, right now they are in almost in their lifestyles is almost similar, but they have not grown up financially. Their expenses are high, but their income is less. Based on that, it's controversial. Like many of have grown very well, many have downgraded. So it totally depend upon how you manage your money and how you manage your cash, which is not only in your pocket, but in your bank, in your mind, and in your hand. Next thing, like how you will manage people in your financial discipline. For an example, there are three people in your current journey are closely associated with you, like friends, and then come parents. Because in college life, you will first think about your friends, close friends, then you will think about your parents, and then you will think about your relatives and other persons and the people around you. Because whatever expenses you are doing, they are just related with your friends and the near and dear ones. And right now, for you, your income and your bank is like your parents. Your income right now is your zero, and your bank, like your parents, are giving you the money, and you are utilizing, and you are spending them with your friends or for your desirable purposes, for your study purpose, for your day-to-day expenses, or for pocket money. But it is not the money income, money earned by you right now. Right now, if you think like my friend will help me in my, if I give him 500 rupees or 1000 rupees cash right now, I will get a good chance in his mind that this person is very good, and if I need in future, he will help me. And this is how you will build your network right now. Similarly, I met one person in 2015. He was asking me for 10,000 rupees, and suddenly I asked him, why you require such amount in a shortest period? He said that I met with person who is doing a job in network marketing, and he will double my money in 6 months or 7 months. And I'm asking for that money, and I will also return you not 10,000, I will return you 15,000. Okay, so I got surprised how that will happen, because I'm earning 10,000 rupees per month, and if I give him, he will give me 15,000. Let's take a chance. I gave him 10,000 rupees, and he said, I will give you the details about that money, but you have to trust on me. You should trust me that your money will not vanish, and I will give you that money after 6 months. For 6 months, you just relax, sit back home, and I will give you the 15,000 rupees. I thought how that money will be after 6 months will get doubled, or from 10,000, how it will increase to 15,000. Then he said that we are having a network like businesses, aggregator business model. The many big terms, financial terms he used to call in front of me. And I was surprised because I also don't know about that terms. But the thing is like if someone use these big terms, you will get surprised, and you mouth-watering terms are like finance and big players, the, share market, aggregator model, business, net profit, gross profit, all these things came into picture. Because you don't know, and someone is saying like you should get an idea about that, then you have to realize that something is missing, something proper planning is missing, or whether that person is fooling you right now or not. So I ask him like which business you are running, give me clear idea whether that business is registered or not, how profit making company is that, whether that company is paying GST, whether that company is having ITR returns. Just give me the clear idea, or else you just show me your bank statement, whether you really earn that money after investing 10,000, whether you have really earned 15,000 after 6 months. You just show me once, because I have given him 10,000 rupees, and I was worried that if I lost that money, that will be the loss for me as well as the loss of trust with my friend. And he said that, no, I cannot share. You have to trust me. Then I simply said, don't give me 15,000. You just return me my 10,000 money. In a month period, I will give you a month period. If you think that you will return me 15,000 after 6 months, you just produce me the legal documents or the verified documents on which I can trust. As a friend, I will trust you. But as a financial, I will not trust blind people. Like trust is like you can trust a person, but you cannot trust a person without verified documents, because everyone here is to make you fool. Any business is making you fool if you are not well planned, or you're not get convinced by the people. Because many times, whether the person in front of you is not tried to convince you, he will confuse you. And once you get confused, you will not listen to your mind, you will listen to his mind. And after listening his mind, you will do the things which he want, not what you want. So that is why the people's management is very important aspect in your life, because you are the only person who is having the right to income, right to earn your own money. And how it should be spent, that authority only with you, not with the other person. That is why you have to think twice before trusting any person, any people around you, surrounded by you. And this is how it will help you in your proper financial planning in day-to-day life or in a business life. Next thing is like, as a student, what should you focus on the major aspects as assets, liabilities, and equities? I think these terms are quite new to you, but in a general language, what are the assets? Assets are like what are the things will give you the income? Like if you have a cash and you have deposited in bank, after 1 year you will have a certain amount of increment on it. And liabilities, like if you have some gadgets, you have purchased some goods, things, and after 1 year, they will not give you the money. They will just depreciate their value. For an example, if you have purchased a vehicle for 10 lakh rupees, and after 1 year, if you go into the market and you will sell that vehicle, you will not get 12 lakh rupees. You will get 6 or 7 lakh rupees, because the depreciation is added to it. When you purchase some things like vehicle, mobile phone, laptops, and the things you think that it is materialistic and it will help me in showing off and it will help me in income generation, you just have to think twice, because whatever you have earned and you have spent on buying that things, whether it will really help me in earning money or not. Right now, as an engineering student, you must require a laptop. That is the basic criteria. Because without laptop, no one can do day-to-day task. This is how we think. But the thing is like, whether that laptop should be your business laptop, your working laptop, or it should be a gaming laptop. If you purchase a gaming laptop in your student life, you will spend like almost more than 50,000 rupees. And for the basic needs for the as an engineer, you will get that laptop in a 30,000 or 40,000 rupees. But you will think that I will purchase a gaming laptop and I will have good exposure in front of my friends, and I will show it off to my colleagues or friends, and it will give me the attention. It will only give you the attention, not the increment to the value you have invested in that laptop. Because at the end you will get a job, like not uh, you will get a job in a technical domain right now as an engineer, but the salary which you think you should earn. It will only be increase after you get certain experience in a years. Like after 5 years, your salary will be the handsome one. But right now, when you will opt for the job, your salary as per the industry standards for the freshers. So that is why you will have to think about spending a money. And if you think that I'm having a 70,000 rupees cash and I can easily buy a 70,000 gaming laptop. But if you really think that is it really needed right now for me? And if I do like that, I will purchase a laptop with the 30,000 amount, and the remaining amount I will invest in different ways. Up till my completion of engineering, if I invested 10,000 rupees in a gold, I will purchase gold because it will always a value addition to the gold. I will purchase silver, or else I will register for the stock market. But I will take a chance. I will learn in buying some 100 rupees stock, 15 rupees stock, or 500 rupees stock. I will learn how it will work. This is how, if you plan in your money management, it will definitely help you in increasing your money. Because as a student, you are having a limited income sources right now. Whatever money, some students may get. Someone has a message. Okay, so it is almost last slide. So I will finish this slide and we'll go to the Q&A session. So the basic thing is like your assets should be more and your liabilities should be less. And this is how you will increase your equity. Like only bank balance is not important. Your wealth is important. The wealth is calculated on the basis of assets minus liabilities. And that's it from my side. Right now we will go to the Q&A session.
Okay, sir. Now we move towards the Q&A section. Sir, one participant have question. How did you set yourself apart from others who wanted to do the same job?
Sorry, can you repeat that once again?
Yes, sir. How did you set yourself apart from others who wanted the same job?
Okay. So the thing is like when I opted for a job in a marketing domain, that time I thought I must get salary like whatever my friends are earning, whatever industry standards are set for that job, and that how I comparing with others, and then I realized that I have to set certain parameters. Whether I have to see myself in a good position or in a bad position. So I stopped comparing myself. I did my SWOT analysis in what parameters I can give my 100% in a best way. So after doing the SWOT analysis, I realized that these are the some parameters where I can give my best. So some skills is like I'm having a good personality and my network is strong, but I'm poor in communication. So that is how I have to improve. So I work on communication skills, and the skill set parameter was fulfilled. Then my weakness is like I feel very strange or shy in front of the new people. I'm not the first talker. Like if you sit in a meeting and you have to talk certain parameters, that time you will not be a opener for your conversation, because somebody is expecting something good from you. So that is why you have to be in a good way, and in a good communication way that how you will convince your points to the front person. So that was my weakness. So again, I have to improve on that, and I worked on it, and I improved myself in a way which will be not the comparable or comparative parameter for me to the person which is next to me.
Okay, sir. Sir, Yash Sarve asking you, can we do education and earning money same time?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I have seen an example in our college, like uh, they have started a startup like making some good products like which are required in a day-to-day essential, like paper plates, uh, the sticks, wooden sticks, spoons. They have made on a home basis. You just require a small investment in that. And if someone is saying like I will do job and also I will uh, opt for the education, that is also a good thing to know. But for the management studies or the some studies which require a physical presence in a classroom, that is why you just have to be patient and you have to think before opting for these parameters, like earning and learning will go side by side, or once you, you have to prioritize that things. It differs in a case to case basis. If one person is like, he says that I will learn first and I will earn next, I will learn after earn after that, that is also a good choice.
Okay, sir. Third question is, what is selection criteria of Bridgestone tires? Is there any opportunity to get internship program in Bridgestone tires?
Yes, the selection criteria varies in every year, because when I joined that time, the criteria was like we had a psychometric test, the first in our college. After psychometric test, they did an aptitude test, and after aptitude, we have been called by Bristol to their head office for the group activities. There they have given us, divided us into the groups, like 4 or 5 groups, and they have assigned one task, and how we will contribute in fulfilling that task or completing that task. On that basis, they have judged us. And after that, we had a one-to-one, face-to-face interview with the panelists. Almost 6 to 7 members were involved in that. And after that, the result arrived. So that was the procedure when I joined. And after next year, they differentiated that procedure. So there is not a regular criteria, like but the thing is, like psychometric and aptitude test are must, and the group activity is must. In some colleges they have skipped the group activity. In some colleges they have skipped the aptitude test, they only go for the psychometric test. And right now they have hired IIM and IIT graduates also on a lateral hire basis. So every year it differs, and you will just have to follow the guidelines and the notifications given by the Bristol in your at your college campus or in a LinkedIn. And the thing like LinkedIn connection is most important. You can directly contact to the HRs regarding the internship at your nearby location. It is not like you will only get internship in head office in Pune. We are having a branch offices on a pan India basis. If you think that you are well suitable with that location, you just approach to the HR saying that I'm interested for the internship for the so and so position and in so and so domain. Write a mail or LinkedIn communication to the HRs, not only to the Bristol. In any company, you have to follow certain standard operating procedures, for the LinkedIn connections. So this is how you will get an internship.
Okay, sir. Next question. What are the importance of investing?
What are the importance of?
Investing.
So, who asked this question? Can he
Yes.
elaborate that one?
Our captain, Pratik Surule.
So, Pratik, can you just elaborate what insights you required? Yes, Pratik. I think he is not audible. Can we just skip or you can write
Okay, sir.
that question?
We
Okay.
can skip here.
Hmm.
Sir, one student asked, which are other government job for marketing?
For marketing, government sector, you can think marketing does not play a bigger role in a government sector because as in a government institute, they don't require marketing in a larger basis. So I will not prefer for the government sector to uh, means like to opt as a career in a marketing domain because the exposure you will get in a private sector in a marketing domain is very much vast and you will learn many more things in a shortest period of time because as per industry standards you have to match with the current industry standards, so that is why you should be more proactive in a marketing domain, so the private sector will give you that opportunity rather for opting for the government sector.
Okay, sir. Sir, one student asked, is English is important?
Is English is important? Okay.
Hmm. To
so,
get job?
so right now for the job.
Yes.
See, in a day-to-day communication, you will not English that much in your job. It will be only a written or a verbal communication with your higher management, or like I'm giving this webinar right now. For that, we should have some, because right now in a globe, we can see that English is the mostly spoken language to communicate only for the communication purpose. But in a day-to-day life, in a business practices, if you can see or just visit any industry, you will see that native or the mother tongue they used to speak. It is not like everyone will speak in English on a day-to-day on any activity. English is a language to get an idea about how the market requires communication from your end. For that, basic parameter is like each and every individual is connected by one language, whether it is a spoken language, whether it is a sign language. And right now, if you can see across the globe, English is the most used language as a communication. So that is why English is important in two different ways, in a spoken way and in a sign language. A sign language is in the sense uh, in a day-to-day communication, you will not use it in a spoken way, but in a mail, if you have to type some mails and you have to communicate with your colleague in a written way, in that case, you will require English in a proper way. But having a proficient English is a good way to have in this learning phase. I'm not saying that you should be expert in English right now, but proficiency should be there.
Okay, sir. So which are better jobs or business in marketing?
Which are the better jobs? Uh, According to the current scenario, when we start thinking about the jobs in marketing, you just know what are the products are available in front of you. If you right now you are sitting in a room and just observe what are the things which are you received in a free of cost. If you think that this wall, these paints, this cupboard, clothes, everything is sold by someone and it was manufactured by someone. And the link associated with that is different. Means every product, everything you right now you can see can be sellable. So that is why there is no restrictions like you cannot do a business, you cannot sell a product. Each and everything is sellable. It is only the way how you will take it to the market. Because there are many companies in the market, but only certain companies are used to sell their product in a larger way. So you should have a proper planning about it, whether I'm really a kind of a person who can do a job or a person who can start a business and have guts to run that business.
Okay, sir. So, Babita Chavan asked, as a student, we can invest 1000 rupees per month. We should invest in a short term or long term. What your advice on stock market for a student?
Okay, so if right now you are having the access of YouTube and all these video sessions, also you are well equipped with the mobiles. At that time when I joined engineering, that time we used to have a keypad phones. So internet was not frequently used thing for us. So we had not exposed to the share market in a very well manner. But you right now you are having the opportunity to just one click away. You are just installing that apps like Zerodha, Money Control app. Just have a look at on them and follow the instructions by them. Share market is a good thing if you learn about the share market in a proper way, and it is also bad thing like jugaad or addiction, where you can earn the money and you can lose the money. So there are also other investing parameters, like as an engineer, if you innovated some good product and you register it for the patent, it will give you the royalty also. That is also income for you. But as Pratik has asked, like investing per month, that will be the good option for you. You will get an idea in an early phase until you start your first income. After getting job, you will get an idea how money will work for you and how you will work for the money. That are the two different parameters. How money will work for you or how you will work for the money.
Sir, whether whether to end or take all questions.
I think we have covered all the parameters of the questions. We
Okay,
just
sir.
finished.
Okay, sir. Remaining questions, you should answer on emails.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Now I would like to take over to Prajwal Deshpande.
So, good evening to all, and I hope that all are safe at their homes. So, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Prasad sir. In spite of having his busy schedule, he manages to manage somehow to guide our students. So, I would like to thank Prasad sir for giving his valuable time, and to all the attendees who has listened very carefully to the sir. And I am sure that your doubts about finance are clear, and you may be, if you have some doubts, you can mail to sir. And okay, thank you. Over to Tanuja.
Okay, Pratik. Prajwal. Thank you, Prasad Rao, sir, for the exciting webinar and answering those questions. It will surely help us a lot. It was pleasure to have you with us. I would also thank Bhageshri ma'am, Sanjuni Alumni Association, Sayed sir, and Team SAC for successfully conducting the webinar. Thank you all panelists. We should conclude here.
Okay. Thank you all of you.
Thank you,
And all
Prasad.
the best. Yeah.
Thank you, Prasad.